This week 11 NFL props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. We're also brought to you by the SGPN World Cup free roll, $250 cash and a $250 gift card to the winner. Enter today exclusively on the SGPN app.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Long, Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Woo! Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer? Dong.
It's gonna be a Giants themed episode today, not because of our guests.
That is a disgusting act.
Someone, I got a lot of thanks for the big hit on Austin Hooper that slid into my DMs. Who thought you were me or I am you? But so I figured the one guy who told me I fucking suck at props. So now to respond to him, I'm going to be focusing on my Giants this Sunday.
Well, and if you recall, there was one gentleman who talked a ton of shit on me, how I just pull off the same.
All Sean does is play over with kickers and play interception. It's like I could do that already.
And then right after that, I hit Juwan Johnson 2 touchdowns, 35-1. Didn't tie it to the Saints money line.
No.
And then the historic 80-1, 90-1,
Can you play,
100-1 in some spots.
Play some announcement music or something. Oh, before you, I mean, this is I have you seen I have not seen a 2-element same game parlay this big pay on the internet this year, maybe this decade.
2 things. That's it. And again, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but some of these same game parlays, the guys put like 25 different things in there. You have to find, and I know it sounds obvious, but find stuff like this where it's a person have a couple touchdowns, your Aaron Jones 3 touchdowns, like or something like short as far as outcomes, massive payouts.
You hear the DFS nerds talk a lot about the reason you want to correlate is you're reducing the amount of things you need to get right.
Yeah. It sounds dumb, but it worked. And shout out to the guy who talks shit on my props because I'm on a heater. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, we're all out of unit storage in the office.
We are not facing a liquidity crisis. I'm here to say if you invested in SGPN, your funds are safe. They're secure. They're growing at an accelerated rate, and you can withdraw anytime. Speaking of easy withdrawals, you can do that very easily. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. Love when I'm in a WynnBet state. Again, you can hit a same game parlay, and a lot of times you get paid out that same very day. It's highly recommend their WynnBet build your own bet. Like I said, though, they're taking away my circular saw, taking away my roto chisel, taking away my caulking guns. They said I'm building too high. I'm breaking building codes. We didn't have room in the Wynn metaverse for a 90-story building. I'm sorry. I'm going to call that play the Freedom Tower. Built it from the ground up. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. Bet big, win bigger. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you're assuming you know it's a game and a problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Joining us on the line to talk Week 11 NFL props. You know him from the NFL Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast, ton of other podcasts on SGPN. Mr. Terrell Furman. What's up, Terrell?
Yeah, man. I don't know what's crazier, having me give out bets and props when I'm clearly looking ahead to the Giants Cowboys on Thanksgiving next week,
Wow.
Wow, look at spot
or
for Terrell.
or the fact that the World Cup is not serving alcohol anymore, so people are going to be sober watching soccer games.
Well, only the ones that are stupid enough to travel there to watch it. The God's Eye, the bar in our offices
Yes.
will not be dry.
Yeah.
We will. Yes,
We should make our own sign, Sean, and post it in our office.
If you want to watch the World Cup and you're not uptight and you want to drink alcohol, come to God's Eye's office. We will be fired away. It will be God's Eye will be a little red, Ryan.
Wait, can we?
From all the,
they wouldn't let us call it God's Eye over there.
No,
Qatar is no longer allowing us. They're not letting us call it God's
it will not
Eye.
air. Have you been? We just launched the World Cup gambling podcast. We got the soccer gambling podcast. Are you going to be getting down on some soccer bets as well for the World Cup, Terrell?
Oh, 100%. I'm definitely. This is the biggest sports betting event, which is shocking. I didn't know that this was the biggest sports betting event, but it is the biggest sports betting event. And I already got a couple of teams that I'm looking to get down on. Team Canada.
Oh,
is in a good
wow.
position. So I'm looking to get down on Team Canada. And
It's very progressive of Terrell to be on Team Canada.
Yeah, good friends
so
up north.
I have some beef with Team USA right now. And
really?
it's the fact that the entire team sucks except for one guy. So that's
villain.
my beef with them. But Team Canada seems like a very, I think my issue and my thing is that I want to back random teams in this World Cup because of the fact that they've been playing soccer before this. Is normally in the summertime where soccer's not going on and everybody's healthy. There's a whole bunch of people on some really good teams that's hurt. So I think, getting some better odds on some of the lower teams is going to be interesting. And then I'm always a both teams to score guy. I mean, it's just such a fun bet. Like, I don't care who wins or lose. Both teams just have to either score or not score. That's my favorite bet. So you're going to be seeing a bunch of those tweeted out from me.
That was that they created that bet for the American.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Both teams to score.
Classic over.
I will say, Terrell, just so you know,
a person that doesn't watch soccer to bet that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Terrell, we are applying the first half unders to every team's first
Are we?
game.
Oh, we're doing
every team's first game.
It's Qatar. It's super hot. They normally have.
Someone
it's going to be 90 degrees.
Well, and someone suggested that we look into the pricing of the first half unders versus the no score in first half.
Oh.
And suggested that you might get better odds to go no score first half across the board. Like it's just a books asleep at the wheel kind of thing.
Because what's the first half under? Like 1.5?
A half. I would imagine a half or maybe one for higher scoring. I don't know. Like I said, I've not looked into it at all. I just know we're deploying.
It doesn't matter.
This
Just
strategy.
blindly bet.
Yep, we're deploying this strategy. I mean, we're days away, Sean. Days away. Can you feel it? Can soccer Sean feel it? Is he coming out?
Not really.
Not yet.
Hey,
Eagles are 8-1. Soccer Sean's gonna stay inside.
I tried to figure out a way to put soccer in my name, but as soon as I said soccer real, I felt like I was biting off of soccer Sean. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Well, it's like Real. There's Real Madrid.
Footy Furman.
No. There's Real.
No.
Terrell Football Furman.
Real Madrid is a club, so you can do really Real.
Oh,
or
Real Furman.
Yeah.
Yes, I like Real
Yeah,
Furman.
All right, that might go. That's
something like
we'll
that. That can work because it's already in the handle. Like we're looking at.
It's there.
Reali Rel. All right, we can work.
How do I spell that so people say it correctly?
That
because
I don't know.
we're a bunch of Americans. People are going to see that and be like, "Real? What?
Real Terrell."
It's not gonna translate.
It's not going to translate well at all.
All right,
let's go. Let's talk some props. I'll jump off.
Okay, of
first.
Course.
Now
Ladies
I may
first.
be still in Terrell's because in our pre-show meeting, aka where we talked for 5 minutes before.
Yep.
Our
Terrell,
pre-production.
Terrell goes, I know you don't have a Terrell. He goes, I know you don't have a Davis Mills prop on your sheet. Literally, my first prop is Davis Mills over 215.5 passing yards.
Oh,
There's going to be some real opportunities against this Washington secondary. You saw Quez Watkins get behind him. I think there's some soft stuff underneath. I think Nico Collins has a chance for a deep ball. And the Commanders, they actually have pretty solid rush defense. Obviously, Davis Mills isn't amazing, but that's why this prop bet is so low. Maybe there's I think Commanders are in a look ahead spot here. But even if they do blow them out, then you even like the passing yards more. I feel like there's a lot of ways you can get to this over 215.5. So give me Davis Mills over 215.5.
Who do the Commanders have next week?
Who are the Commanders? Who do they have? Are they? They're not playing on. Are they? No, they're not playing on Thanksgiving.
The Commanders do not have a Hold on. Got the schedule grid right here. Washington has Atlanta next week at home. So
okay.
I don't know if we're getting
I 100% didn't think anybody else had a Davis Mills prop. That's why when I came up with the idea, I was like, oh yeah, I know for a fact nobody's gonna steal this.
You guys are building your props like a DFS lineup over here, trying to get weird.
This one just
makes sense. It makes sense.
I watched their passing defense. There's opportunities.
You guys sound like two flat earthers.
I'll just go ahead and go next. I'll go ahead and go next on my Davis Mills prop.
Yeah,
give me Davis Mills longest completion over 36.5 yards. And he's hit this in 3 of the last 4 games he's played in. Washington has given up this prop in all but 1 game this season. Only game, Green Bay Packers. Trials and tribulations in Green Bay is really, really bad. But only game they did not give up this prop. 20th in pass DVOA. A lot of the things Sean said of Quez Watkins got behind them. They just let people get big plays on them. And Davis Mills in this offense try to get big plays, whether it's to Nico Collins, whether it's to Brandon Cooks. I think both of them can have a pretty solid game. So yeah, give me Davis Mills longest completion over 36.5.
Yes, sir. Nico Collins, by the way, had a tremendous amount of targets.
10 targets
against the Giants. And as Terrell will let you know, Davis Mills did an excellent job of getting garbage yard after garbage yard with check down. Like if the first read isn't there, he just checks down. He's a coward.
Doesn't go to 2 or 3.
He's not afraid to check it down.
He's a coward, though.
Perfect for racking up some passing yards, though. And maybe and Dameon Pierce has been involved more and more in the passing game, so maybe he breaks off a little screen, something like that.
And that's probably how they get him going, because this Washington run defense is really good. So I can see some frustration that they can't run the ball, and they say, all right, let's try to run through the pass and we'll do some screens, maybe even a bubble screen out there, just different ways to try to get those rushing yards that they normally can't get.
Love it.
All right. Sorry.
What's up, Kramer?
My screens just got all weird. I think everything's okay. All right.
It's smoking about weed.
Potentially. All right. First up, let's continuation from the DFS episode where I rolled out Dalvin Cook. I'm rolling out Dalvin Cook, not rushing yards, but receiving yards.
Really? Okay.
Well, 15.5 is the number. How many times do you think Dalvin Cook went over that this year? 5 times.
Okay.
I'll answer that question for you. And 3 out of the last 5. So here's the narrative. Basically, we know what Dallas can do. They can rush the passer. Any competent coach will slow down a pass rush with a little of the screen game. Now, granted, they do use Madison occasionally for that role, but I just feels like we're going to continue to see. We saw Dalvin Cook only on 14 carries, but 5 targets last week against the Bills. You can see a similar situation as the Bills defense, I think, is kind of similar to the Cowboys in that sense. They have a little bit of a pass rush, but if you get them moving in the wrong direction, it works. Also, not exactly like tremendous against the run, but more mediocre. Both line yards and defensive DVOA sit kind of middle of the pack. So I think Dalvin Cook's going to be heavily utilized, and I think there's going to be a handful of screens in there. And 15.5 is not a huge number for this guy. Again, 3 out of the last 5, he went over that.
Any anti-Cowboy prop, I'm all in, Ryan. I'm going over to that Bears Falcons game again, kind of piggybacking on the DFS stuff. David Montgomery, his rush yards are set at 61.5. I'm on the over. I mean, he was in a basic 50-50 carry split with Khalil Herbert. Now Khalil Herbert's out, and I don't think they've adjusted this enough. Like he's probably gonna get like 17, 18 carries.
Not worried about Tristan Ebner.
No, I think maybe he gets.
Is Ryan Nall still on that team?
Ryan what?
No.
Ryan Nall.
He was like a random guy. I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. Random guy on the team that was getting carries.
Yeah, I mean, he could get a couple. I don't know if he's still on the team.
I don't think it messes up your prop. I was just talking out loud.
No. And
he just wanted to show you some fullback knowledge. Because honestly, the depth chart doesn't show a third running back. The current fullback is Kari Blasingame.
Yeah,
maybe sounds right. But yeah, I mean, Treston Ebner maybe gets half of what Herbert was getting. If that's what you're getting to.
Yeah, maybe he'll probably get like 3 or 4 carries, but Khalil Herbert was penciled in for like 10 carries. They've given David Montgomery like 15 plus carries like early on in the season when they weren't working in Herbert. I think they're comfortable to do that here. The Falcons rush defense is pretty soft. They're averaging 127.6 yards per game allowed on the ground at home. I just think this is a volume thing, and he's not super efficient. I did think Herbert was running better, but you give a guy 17 carries, he's gonna get to 60 yards. So yeah, give me David Montgomery over 61.5. Terrell, what do you got?
All right, Sean, which one you want first? You want the prop that goes for the Eagles or against the Eagles?
Against the Eagles. Against
the Eagles. All right. So we're going to Jonathan Taylor over 86.5 rushing yards. Eagles 28th in rush DVOA. And in fact, they are so pissed off at that run game that they decided this week to go get Lindale Joseph and Ndamukong Suh off of the street. That's how mad they are at it. So, a bunch of 300-pound guys down there to clog up the holes. I don't think that it translates over in a week. Jonathan Taylor he looks healthy now. He finally looks back healthy. I don't have a large sample size of him hitting this prop, but he looked really, really good last game. I'm going with the eye test here and just the talent of the player. I think that giving him a soft run defense, he's going to be able to shine. So give me Jonathan Taylor over 86.5.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, until they can show they can stop it or completely shut it down, teams are going to want to run on the Eagles 3 games in a row where they've allowed more than 140 rush yards.
Why wouldn't you?
I would say they were actually not horrible at slowing down the rush game for the Commanders. Like, it was only 3.1 yards per carry. It's just they got an insane amount of carries. So
you don't think the Colts could be stubborn and just?
Oh no, I'm saying I think there's a similar path for the Colts. Like the Eagles, it's going to come down to what really killed them. I think everyone says the run game, and it certainly did, but it was just the 3rd down conversions were just insane. Like they were converting at like 16 play drives. It was a lot of stuff that I don't think is sustainable long term, but I do think the run defense is an issue. And to your point, Jonathan Taylor looked good. So yeah, it's hard to hate that over, but I'll still hate it. It's hard to hate it, but I still hate it. Kramer, what do you got?
All right, next up, we're gonna go to the Steelers Bengals game. Look, the Steelers are strangely good against the tight end, and Hayden Hurst's number for receiving yards here is 40.5, which I know he gets his share of catches, but with the emergence of Joe Mixon, the want of them to run the ball, and the fact that Hayden Hurst is not the guy that's going to stretch these cornerbacks and beat this defensive backfield the way that other teams have. Give me Hayden Hurst under 40.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I like it.
And yeah, just
I'm all over the Steelers defense this
exact
week.
Stat. They are 4th. Pittsburgh is 4th in defensive DVOA against the tight end. So
nice. Yeah, no, they're to your point.
Pittsburgh's defense is scoring this week.
Oh.
At plus 650. Yeah, I'm on that.
We discussed this. That price is very wrong.
Very low.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what else is wrong? Paying for subscriptions you don't need. That's why Rocket Money helps you clean up all those unnecessary subscriptions. All you got to do is go to rocketmoney.com/SGPN. You'll see all the subscriptions. Like maybe it's you signed up for a free trial on an audio program and then you forgot about it. You're not using your Amazon Prime anymore. Whatever it is. Even if it's like $100 a month, that adds up. You could be paying thousands of dollars in subscriptions that you don't even use. And it's a good time. Maybe you do use it, but you barely use it. Whatever it is, rocketmoney.com/SGPN. Set it up. Check out those subscriptions and use the one button to cancel all the ones you don't need, saving hundreds, even thousands. rocketmoney.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by Babbel. Oh man, you want to learn another language? Babbel is the way to do it. French, German, Italian, Spanish. Again, we got football, aka the World Cup, coming up. Maybe you're traveling over to Qatar, aka Qatar, and you want to learn some language to impress people over on Qatar/Qatar. there's so many situations where it's cool to pick up a new language, and you can do it with Babbel's 10-minute lessons. Next thing you know, 3 weeks later, you're able to have a conversation, and they got a 20-day money back guarantee. Start now. You get up to 55% off when you go to babbel.com/SGP. That's BABBEL.com/SGP for up to 55% off. Babbel, language for life. Kramer, ball is life, as I like to say. And here's an under. Breaking news: we have an under on the prop show.
I just gave one out.
Oh, you're right.
Just pay attention.
No, I did. I'm giving out an under, Ryan. DJ Moore under 51.5 receiving yards.
How can you?
What do you mean?
I mean, Baker Mayfield back? Maybe Sam Darnold?
Okay. I missed your sarcasm there for a second, Ryan. He's 3-7 to the under.
Is Sam Darnold questionable?
Sam Darnold, I think, is going to be the backup.
There's rumblings that the organization
Baker's on a short leash.
The rumblings are that they were going to cut Baker until PJ Walker hurt his ankle because Darnold's healthy, and the organization also wants to see what they have in Darnold.
Yeah,
they know what they have with Baker.
Yeah, we know what we have with Baker and Darnold. It's not.
It reminds me of when the Eagles benched Jalen Hurts in the second half of the game against the Giants because they had to see what they had in Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, nice.
Well, you'll also remember noted smart offensive guy Kyle Shanahan ended up signing that quarterback. So maybe it was worth taking a look at.
What does that even mean?
I feel like we came on this show and said, I don't know if we think Kyle Shanahan's really a good coach.
Listen to Sean defending that horror. I mean, the karma's coming.
3-7 DJ Moore has been to the under this total. 2 of the overs were with PJ Walker. And I also wrote down Baker is bad. So I just don't see. Now maybe Ravens get out so far ahead that they get it in garbage time, but even garbage time has looked pretty rough for this Panthers team at times. And the bright spot of their offense right now is Foreman. So I think he's going to get a shit ton of carries against the Ravens. And then you have Roquan Smith versus Baker and that offensive line. I just don't see how he has enough time to get it to DJ Moore down the field. So give me DJ Moore under 51.5 receiving yards.
Ready? A little ready for some Giants action. Darius Slayton. 40.5 is the receiving total.
Well, Ryan, we got to go to
no, it was a Giants prop, so I'm gonna let it happen. Let him finish. It was a Giants prop. I'm gonna let him finish.
40.5 is the receiving yards number. He's gone over that his last 3, 58, 66, 95. Had the dud against Baltimore where he only saw 3 targets, but then 7 targets before that for 79 yards. I don't get this number. Who else on this team has any sort of downfield speed?
Kenny Galladay?
No one. No,
big time receiver Kenny Galladay.
I wish all so right. Bad. I apologize, Terrell. First of all, for
it was so funny. I forgot to laugh.
Yes, that was very good, Terrell.
Now, who's the old guy? I thought that was you're too young to know that expression.
Come on, he knows all about Urkel, Stefan or Cal. This is insane. He's the only downfield threat. And this is a great matchup. He's going to catch a couple balls, and we saw it last week. He made a couple guys miss and got a ton of yak. 40.5 is crazy. He's the number 1 receiver in this. They're playing the Lions. I mean, come on.
Lions have horrible pass defense.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's
40.5. Get that now.
It's unfortunate.
Shit's going to be like 65 by Sunday.
Terrell, what do you got since you're so rudely interrupted by Ryan?
Jumping ahead because it was a Giants prop. I will allow it.
Thanks.
Let's go to the other prop in that Eagles game. Matt Ryan, 2 throw interception, -150. I know I'm laying juice with it, but it just feels like this Eagles defense is going to come in there. They're going to be angry. They lead the league in takeaways. They lead the league in turnover margin. Indy is 25th worst in interceptions per game in the league. I mean, Matt Ryan's he's gonna get flustered. He's gonna throw an interception. They're gonna run Jonathan Taylor into the ground. That's why I'm on his rushing prop. But I think when Matt Ryan tries to go through the air, he's gonna have issues. So 1 interception, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, do we remember Matt Ryan before he got benched? He got benched for Sam Ellinger. Like that was no accident.
Well, that was a play the X-Files, please. That was That was just Ursay on a bender. He made a bad call, completely changed his mind. Then he's like, "Hey, Jeff Saturday, you want to come over here and trick everyone? Let's pretend like you're gonna start Ellinger."
Ursay going on Twitter bragging about how they won, and it was hilarious. Dude,
what I will say is I will say Matt Ryan is trying to steal the Vanilla Vic nickname from Dan Jones. He is trying. So we'll see if he has another week where he tries to.
Terrell,
take that
how
nickname.
great is Saquon calling Dan Jones Vanilla Vic in the huddle?
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, the vanilla part is 100%.
But he's like
great.
an older Vanilla Vic. He's got to be like Vanilla Custard or something
What's
like that.
What's worse than vanilla?
Yeah,
is it butter pecan Vic?
Toffee or something?
Toffee.
Something that some sort of like a weird flavor
something
that's not
old
vanilla.
Yeah.
Thinking like grandma hard candy. All right, so I've given out
We're
3.
Gonna start naming NFL quarterbacks different ice creams, Vic.
Cookies and cream, Vic.
Cookies and cream.
That's definitely Justin Fields. Justin Fields is cookies and creams, Vic, for sure.
Sweet. Kramer, what do you get? So
I've
you've given out 3,
3,
right? Okay, I've given
1 under, 2 overs.
Toss another over on the pile for me. Greg Dulcich over 39.5 receiving yards. He's gone over this every game except last game. The Broncos pass catchers, they're all banged up. It seems like Russ, one of the few guys he can throw to is Dulcich. So yeah, give me Greg Dulcich over 39.5 receiving yards. Kind of a TMZ take here, but this Raiders secondary is pretty soft. So if they're going to be able to do anything, I think Dulcich is the guy, and 39.5 feels pretty reasonable. What do you got, Terrell?
Let's go back to that Steelers game. Tyler Boyd over 55.5 receiving yards. Steelers good against the tight end, bad against the wide receiver. It's a little bit of a risky play because he's missed this in his last 2, but I'm just going to bank on Jamar Chase being out. He took away Hayden Hurst, who is one of Joe's favorite targets, and now you're going to be trying to pigeonhole between T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. I think he's going to get the work. And I think that they're going to be playing from behind because I think the Steelers are going to come into this game locked and loaded, ready to go. So I like the opportunity for him. 4th worst in the NFL in terms of yards to the receivers allowed are the Steelers. I like it. Tyler Boyd over 55.5.
All right. I'm good with it. Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
I think it makes sense. I'm just... he laid out a good case. In general, I just like the Steelers defense this week.
No, but that's a good over. They're going to give up some passing yards.
True.
Yeah, like it's not going to be a complete shutdown.
They've given up passing yards to just about everyone. So I appreciate you wanting to root for the team, but I think all right. You want another Giants prop?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Kadarius Toney under 52.5 receiving yards.
Oh, I love it.
You know what hurts Kadarius Toney's head? Having to learn a lot of plays. He looked great when he played last week, but every single time he made a play, he ran right off the field. Didn't
he just get added to the injury report, or was that you doing a bit?
That was me doing a bit.
Okay. You got to after you do a bit. You have to say,
I said
this was for entertainment purposes.
I said parentheses brain. I thought it was obvious it was a joke.
Oh, you did say that.
Kadarius Toney under 52.5 receiving yards. I mean, I get it. Aren't
you worried about the volume with Hardman and all these other guys?
No, last week they didn't believe they were going to do anything with him. They left him. Did you see that stat? He was the most wide open any player has been.
Because he's electric
in football since 2016, since they started measuring those next gen stats.
Young joke,
but it was a goal line play. It wasn't. They just didn't guard him. They literally didn't guard him. Sorry,
I almost have an issue with Ryan having 2 unders on the the 5-pack today, but one's a Toney under, so I can always support that. Fuck him.
Here, let's here's what we have to do though, Ryan. You have to agree that if Kadarius Toney hits his over, you have to review one of his singles on Spotify. You have to listen to it.
Okay.
Give your review.
I will do that.
Young Joker music review.
I will. I'll have
because that's an interesting bet.
Yeah. Is it safe to listen? Maybe I'll get my daughter to pull up the. Maybe
I don't know if it's
safe. No,
I'm not going to speak to whether it's appropriate for children. I have no idea.
The shit that they play on the mainstream radio right now. Quick side story: we're driving in the car. Nicki Minaj.
Let me get the lawnmower out. Get
the lawnmower out.
Okay.
We're driving in the car, and so Sean in LA 102.7 is like the hit station, right? You know this. This is where Ryan Seacrest can be found. All right. They're playing some Nicki Minaj song. Next thing I know, I hear the younger one who definitely doesn't understand what all this means, just singing about popping it and licking it, and I'm just like, what? I look at the wife and I'm like, what the fuck is this? She just looks at me and goes, if you mention it, you're gonna make it a situation. She has no idea what's going on right now. She just likes the song.
Yeah, it's almost better not to bring attention to it, because if you do, then she's like, oh wait, what am I?
The things that we want to cancel, and we're playing music, just talking about putting dicks in our mouths, like 50 different ways to say I want to put a dick in my mouth. I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
Well, Ryan, maybe you have a future as a pop
I was
artist.
Fucking way ahead of my time.
Way ahead. A future as a rapper.
Way ahead of my fucking time.
All right, final prop for me before we get to the Degens only props.
No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
That drop is. Can you play the drop one more time?
Sure, one more time. And
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
What? I do not remember when this came up.
All right, so this was a live show. We were probably
what year are we talking? Like
we were in the Palazzo or the Venetian. I want to say we were out there for March Madness, and we were just talking about that was the dress style for a lot of the girls going to the club. That was the title of it. I want.
So we were talking about outside Tao, the nightclub. All these,
that's
beautiful ladies are all dressed up, and Ryan goes, "Yeah, they're standing around, being like, I want a dick rubbed on me tonight." And of course, the rest is history.
It's almost better as a drop.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. All right, Kramer. Here's my final prop.
Let's hear it.
It's a parlay between two player props. Give me Joe Burrow over a half interceptions parlayed with Josh Allen over a half interceptions. I think the Steelers defense is going to be able to pressure Joe Burrow. We've seen him when he doesn't have a good pocket, throw some balls up for grabs. Pittsburgh, always a tough place to play with the wintry conditions. And then Josh Allen, the guy just keeps forcing it in there with no luck in the red zone, all over the place. And I think Denzel Ward might get one for the Cleveland Browns. I'm actually going to predict Denzel Ward grabs one, because Josh Allen not afraid to try and just find some tight windows. But yeah, I think both these guys are good interception props for this Sunday. Terrell, what do you got? Close it out for our regular props.
Well, I mean, I'm going back to Josh Allen, so that's great. Give me Josh Allen over 45.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
And this is going back to my same handicap of Kyler Murray and Eno Benjamin. Well, the newly released Eno Benjamin. And the fact that I don't think he was that good of a rusher. I don't think Devin Singletary is that good of a rusher. And when you have this soft run defense that is the Cleveland Browns, you're going to want to find ways to move the ball on the ground. Josh Allen's hit this prop in his last 3 games. He leads the team in rushing. So yes, 32nd rush DVOA for Cleveland. It's easy. Give me Josh Allen over 45.5.
You want another? Yes, sir. You want another Giants prop?
No.
Hell yeah.
Saquon Barkley over 93.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
I mean, what game are we playing?
What's the logic behind this one?
They're playing Detroit. How's that Detroit rush defense?
I mean, it's tough to tell what's worse, the rush or the pass defense. Both pretty bad.
They're going to get some yards. How many? So let's just say Barkley only. Let's say he gets 8 less touches this week. That's still 28 touches. Average is 4 yards a carry. Can you do them? Oh, that's well over 93.5. I snuck in a couple unders, but I'm fully aroused on this over.
Now wait, how many did you give out? Did you squeeze a 6th one in there, or is that your 5th?
Mean? That was my 5th.
Okay. Now
what are you the fucking? Speaking of compliance,
I'm the prop police, baby. Got to make sure we're.
Christ.
Hey, it's funny that Sean's talking to you about squeezing in a 6 prop, and he took a 2 prop parlay.
Yeah, that's one prop.
What are you doing?
It's a parlay between these 2 props. Kramer, why don't you kick things off? What is your Degens only prop bet for the weekend?
All right. I tabulated this, and just so we're on the same page, there are, let me pull up our sheet. It's easier to see. There are 8 games in the early window.
Okay.
Ravens, Panthers, Bills, Browns, Eagles, Colts, Redskins, Texans, Jets, Patriots.
Who are the Redskins?
Lions, Giants, Rams.
Trying to make sure we don't get negative reviews around here.
Rams, Saints, Chicago, Atlanta. I found one. Now I understand why this is probably a bad bet. You don't have to tell me if it is. But at 150 to 1, we're gonna bet that every eight games, 16 teams, we're gonna bet that every team scores 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Every team scores 2 touchdowns.
Wait, every
in
team
the early window.
Whole,
in the early window.
Early window.
Yeah, we don't want to sweat this all day.
Sorry, how many teams was it?
16.
16.
Now, I read off the schedule. And
no, because you said the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers play early.
Panthers are going to score 2 touchdowns.
Well, again, it's a long shot for a reason. What I was going to say is,
yeah, all right.
if I read off the teams that I feel are at risk, Panthers, Browns, Colts, Texans, Patriots, Jets. I think every other team is
Patriots, Jets might not have 2 touchdowns in the game.
So for the whole game.
but that's going to be, we're going to have fun with that one.
No, I like that.
Yeah. No, that's fun. For 150 to 1. Yeah.
That's a good bet to have.
The other one that stood out that I didn't want to give out because they're my Falcons and I would never say a bad thing about them. But you can get the Falcons to be the lowest scoring team this weekend at 75 to 1.
Really?
It stood out as being slightly overpriced. Like, I know they've been good, but are they that good that we're sure they're not going to like randomly lay an egg at home?
Their offense has been really bad the past 3 weeks.
Like I said, every team scores 2 touchdowns plus 150 to 1.
All right. What do you got, Terrell, for your DegensOnly prop bet for week 11?
Well, damn sure ain't 150 to 1, but I'll go. The Saints are desperate. And what happens when the Saints win games? Taysom Hill plays really fucking good. So give me Taysom Hill 2 touchdowns at 20 to 1.
Okay.
I can't find the stat, and I was really trying to find it because it was a great stat, but it's some crazy stat that whenever Taysom Hill has like a really good game, whether it's running, receiving, scoring touchdowns, anything like that, they win games. So in a spot where I think that they do get a win and they have to find some type of way to turn the season around because don't look now, they're actually in it for the division. Yeah, I think that you got to go back to your best player that finds way in the end zone. He just finds ways in the end zone. So yeah, Taysom Hill, 21, 2 touchdowns.
I think there's some nugget about like some high percentage of all his games where he scores multiple touchdowns as well. Like
really?
There's some like Taysom Hill has scored multiple touchdowns in like 60% of his touchdown scoring games or something. I'll have to run a query and pull that actual stat, but yeah, I mean. I know we're not supposed to use feelings, Sean, but it feels a lot like this is just going to be a home game for the Saints where some weird shit happens and weird shit equals Taysom Hill. I also like the I was looking at multi-touchdown markets, and we've just crushed them too much. They're taking all the value out of them. It's making me sad. I'm losing. Like I was gonna come out here and be like, okay, I'm gonna give out David Njoku 2 touchdowns. It's gonna be like 60 to. It's 25 to 1. Is David Njoku 3 touchdowns 140 to 1? Something we should wager on.
Yeah,
Bills game. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities. They're passing a lot.
So wait, David Njoku,
they're in the
how
dome.
many? 2 touchdowns and what else?
2 touchdowns is 25 to 1, which I was like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
But 3 touchdowns is 140 to 1.
What about 2 touchdowns in money line for Njoku?
Oh, well, let me build.
Okay, while you're doing that, Ryan, I'll give out mine.
Where's the construction sound at?
We're doing we have like the blueprints out.
Ryan already gave out a Degens bet. He's working on another Degens bet.
Well, because I'm feeling like I need to give out one that's not quite as crazy.
This one's pretty crazy. I'm going to that Bears Falcons game again. I wouldn't be shocked if this is pretty high scoring. Both defenses struggle, and it's in a dome. I'm going. Cole Kmet is a little banged up. That creates some opportunities for other guys besides Darnell Mooney. If you look at the snap percentage, Dante Pettis is getting 44% of the snaps. They involve him in designed runs.
No way.
I'm going to say Dante Pettis 2 touchdowns, 50-1.
I like that. I
have to co-sign.
I like your gusto.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
only
simple
45 to
We're
1.
in 2022 and he's giving out a Dante Pettis prop. Like, come on.
Let's go.
Can't help but respect it.
He already has 2 touchdowns this season. He had a game against the Commanders. He's 4 for 84 and a touchdown. Like, there's a world where with no Komet, he sees more targets.
Yeah.
And I think that game could be super high scoring. So I like a lot of the. I was debating him. Equinemius St. Brown's let me down, so I'm going Dante Pettis. I do also like. I may give out an Eagles tight end 2 touchdown. DegensOnly bet on the pregame show, so stay tuned for that. Depending
because he
on,
said his name, you all have to bet St. Brown now.
yes, as well, just in case.
St. Brown.
Is St. Brown. I can't
Both
even say
of
his
them?
name.
Equinemius.
Parlay the two.
Equinemius.
Kramer, what else did you have?
All right, Jesus. All right, so friend of the program, Sully, was pointing out to us that the same game, the build your own bet systems get essentially if you build counter correlated things, it actually multiplies at a better rate. So, for example, I just threw David Njoku 2 touchdowns and Brown's money line, which is plus 285. It pays 45 to 1.
Okay.
If I do David Njoku and the spread of the game minus 7.5, which obviously is minus 110, it pays 70 to 1.
Really? Because it's uncorrelated.
Okay. Because I'm uncorrelating. So if I say David Njoku is going to score a couple touchdowns in an absolute rout by the Buffalo Bills, and I just creep it up to 9.5 even, I get 80 to 1. Is that the number you gave it out as, 80 to 1? Or was it
for what
on the show for Hooper?
For Hooper is 80 to 1.
Well,
and then later on the day was 90. Some people had 100.
So we'll do this then.
Okay.
Scratch my first Degens only parlay that I've already put down a pizza size bet on at 150 to 1. We won't make that official, although I'll leave it here on the card. Actually, who gives a shit? You can measure my units at your own. Minus 9.5 for the Bills, and Njoku scores 2 touchdowns is 80 to 1.
Oh my god!
That's pretty wild. Now we need to this. Okay, stay tuned to the show.
I'm not gonna lie. If you hit that bet, I will be back here to drop an 80 to 1 bet next week.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We're great. Hey, download the SGPN app. Enter the World Cup free roll contest. $250 up for cash. Cash up for grabs and a $250 gift card. Toss us a nice rating or review. I literally just gave out an 80 to 1 a couple episodes ago. We should be 5-star reviews just piling up.
I don't see
these
them
picks are
up.
for free. Name me another gambling content place that gives you free 80 to 1 winners on the regular. Make sure you follow Terrell Furman on Twitter at @reallyRel_. Check him out across all the channels. He does the college pregame show with Colby, 8 a.m. Pacific kick on that. A lot of times he'll call in, give us an anytime touchdown parlay on the Sunday show, the NBA show, the NFL gambling pod. The guy is everywhere.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
I like the sound of Real Furman.
Kramer, let it ride.